The story opens with Earth receiving its final warning from the Galactic Empire. Ambassador Vex of the Titan Coalition delivers the ultimatum to the United Earth Defense Council. Humanity has 30 days to surrender and accept slavery, or face total. Annihilation. Captain Jake Miller stands in the command center of Earth's most classified project, the prototype warship Defiance. Unlike the sleek, energy-based ships of the galactic powers, Defiance looks crude and brutal. Its hull is thick metal plating, covered in railgun turrets, missile pods, and kinetic weapon systems. Admiral Ross briefs the crew, the Empire's scout. Reports dismiss human technology as primitive projectile weapons, compared to their advanced energy shields and plasma cannons. The aliens believe kinetic weapons are obsolete, a fatal assumption. Dr. Emma Stone, the ship's chief scientist, explains their secret advantage. While aliens perfected energy technology, humans mastered kinetic physics. Their weapons fire solid projectiles at significant fractions of light speed. No energy shield in the galaxy is designed to stop a tungsten rod moving at 15% light speed. The crew consists of battle-hardened veterans from Earth's previous conflicts. Commander Ben Hayes leads the tactical team. Chief Engineer Lisa Park keeps the experimental systems running. Weapons Officer Tom Cruise controls an arsenal the galaxy has never seen. As the deadline approaches, long-range sensors detect the Empire's fleet approaching 200 ships, led by the massive dreadnought Star Crusher. The alien commander, General Koff, broadcasts a message demanding Earth's immediate surrender. Jake responds simply, "Come and take it." The stage is set for humanity's first real test against galactic powers. Earth's single prototype ship against an armada that has conquered 1,000 worlds. The Galactic Empire's fleet drops out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. General Koth commands from his flagship, confident this will be a simple extermination mission. His fleet has standard formation: energy-shielded cruisers in front, the dreadnought in the center, support vessels in the rear. Defiance moves to intercept, appearing as a single blip on their sensors. The alien crews laugh at the primitive design. Koff orders a demonstration. One cruiser will destroy the human ship while the rest watch. The Imperial cruiser Void Striker advances, charging its plasma cannons. Captain Jake keeps Defiance on a steady approach course. At maximum range, the alien ship fires brilliant energy beams that should vaporize any target. But Defiance's armor is different. Instead of deflecting energy, it absorbs and dissipates the heat across its massive bulk. The plasma scorches the hull, but doesn't penetrate. The aliens fire again with the same result. "Our turn," Jake says calmly. Commander Ben targets the enemy cruiser with their main railgun, a weapon that fires 50-kilogram tungsten projectiles at tremendous velocity. The projectile crosses space in seconds, moving too fast for the alien sensors to track properly. The tungsten rod hits the cruiser's energy shield at 15% light speed. The shield, designed for energy weapons, offers no resistance to solid matter moving at relativistic speeds. The projectile punches through the hull like paper, continuing through the ship's entire length. Before exiting the other side, the cruiser explodes in a brilliant fireball. Silence fills the Imperial fleet's communication channels. General Koth stares in disbelief. His primitive enemy just destroyed a modern cruiser with a single shot. All ships, attack formation. Koth orders, but Jake isn't finished with his demonstration. Defiance launches a spread of kinetic missiles, not energy-based like Galactic Standard, but simple rockets carrying dense metal penetrators. The missiles accelerate to incredible speeds, using human fusion drives. 3 more cruisers explode before they can react. Their energy shields are useless against kinetic weapons. The remainder of the fleet finally begins evasive maneuvers, but human targeting systems track them easily. Dr. Stone monitors the battle from the science station. "Their shields are dropping to 20% efficiency against our weapons," she reports. "They're designed for energy combat, not kinetic impact." Chief Engineer Lisa keeps the experimental systems running at peak performance. The human ship's power systems, based on fusion technology, provide steady energy output unlike the aliens. More advanced but unstable power sources. Weapons Officer Tom launches another barrage. Railgun rounds and kinetic missiles tear through the Imperial formation. Ships that ruled the galaxy for centuries are being destroyed by primitive human weapons. General Koth finally realizes the truth. Humanity didn't fall behind in weapons. Technology. They took a completely different path that makes them deadly to every other species in the galaxy. Asterisk. General Koth orders his remaining ships to retreat and regroup. The Imperial fleet, reduced from 200 to 150 ships, falls back to long range. The alien commander calls an emergency council with his senior officers. How is this possible? Demands Captain Nex of the heavy cruiser Star Bane. Our intelligence said humans use primitive projectile weapons. They do, Koth replies grimly. But at speeds our shields cannot stop. We underestimated their kinetic technology. The Imperial tactical officer reviews the battle data. Human weapons fire solid projectiles at significant fractions of light speed, something no galactic civilization attempted because it seemed inefficient compared to energy weapons. But against energy shields, kinetic weapons proved devastatingly effective. Meanwhile, aboard Defiance, Captain Jake studies his enemy's retreat pattern. Admiral Ross contacts from Earth Defense Command, REPORTING, that long-range sensors show more Imperial fleets approaching from other sectors. "We bought ourselves time, but not victory," Ross warns. Intelligence suggests they're calling for reinforcements. Dr. Stone analyzes the alien ship designs captured by their sensors. "Their technology is more advanced in many ways," she admits. "Better, faster-than-light drives, more efficient power systems, superior material science. But they have a critical weakness: total dependence on energy-based combat." Jake realizes Defiance cannot win through direct confrontation against superior numbers. They need a different strategy. "We're going to hunt them," he announces to his crew. "Use hit-and-run tactics. Strike fast, hit hard, disappear before they can respond." The human ship engages its experimental stealth systems, not energy-based cloaking like alien technology, but simple methods that mask their heat signature and radar profile. To advanced galactic sensors, Defiance simply vanishes. General Koth spreads his fleet in a search pattern, but human stealth technology proves effective. Defiance appears suddenly behind an isolated destroyer, fires a single railgun round, and vanishes again before the other ships can respond. The pattern continues. Human hit-and-run attacks pick off Imperial ships one by one. The aliens cannot adapt their tactics quickly enough to counter weapons they never encountered before. Commander Ben coordinates the attacks from the tactical station. Each strike targets a different type of vessel, gathering intelligence about Imperial ship designs and weaknesses. The data proves invaluable for future engagements. Chief Engineer Lisa pushes the prototype systems to their limits. The experimental fusion drives allow Defiance to accelerate and decelerate faster than alien ships, making hit-and-run tactics possible. Human engineering, though appearing crude, proves remarkably reliable under combat stress. Tom perfects their targeting systems against alien vessels. Each successful hit provides more data about how kinetic weapons interact with galactic technology. The learning curve favors humanity's adaptable approach to warfare. After 6 hours of guerrilla combat, the Imperial fleet loses 30 more ships. General Koth faces a crisis of confidence among his remaining captains. They demand to know how a single primitive vessel is destroying their advanced fleet. Signal the High Command, Koth orders reluctantly. Request immediate reinforcements and new tactical guidance. We may need to revise our entire approach to human combat capabilities. But Jake isn't finished with his psychological warfare. Defiance broadcasts on all Imperial frequencies. This is Captain Miller of the human warship Defiance. You came to destroy Earth. Now you're running from a single ship. How many more will die before you admit humans don't surrender? The message has its intended effect. Alien crews begin questioning their commanders and their mission. Some ships report maintenance problems that seem suspiciously like sabotage by their own crews. 3 days later, Imperial reinforcements arrive, a massive fleet of 500 ships led by Fleet Commander Tor aboard the super dreadnought Galaxy's Wrath. The new commander brings different tactics and technology specifically designed to counter human kinetic weapons. Dr. Stone analyzes the new Imperial formations through long-range sensors. They've modified their shield configurations, she reports. Multiple overlapping energy barriers, designed to slow down projectiles before impact. The aliens also deploy new weapons, gravity-based systems that can deflect incoming kinetic rounds. Fleet Commander Tor has studied the previous battle records and adapted accordingly. They learn fast, Jake admits. But so do we. Admiral Ross contacts from Earth with crucial intelligence. Human spies in the outer colonies report that the Empire is mobilizing its entire military might against Earth. Over 2,000 ships are converging on the solar system. We can't win through attrition anymore, Jake tells his crew. Time for a different approach. The plan is desperate but necessary. Instead of engaging the main fleet directly, Defiance will target the Imperial command structure. Cut off the head, and the body will struggle to coordinate. Using advanced stealth systems, the human ship infiltrates the enemy formation. The modified alien shields prove partially effective against kinetic weapons, but human engineering adapts quickly. Tom modifies their railgun rounds with explosive penetrators that detonate after breaching the shields. The first target is a command cruiser coordinating fleet movements. Defiance appears from stealth, fires 3 explosive penetrator rounds, and disappears before the escorts can respond. The command ship's destruction creates immediate confusion in that sector. Commander Tor realizes the humans changed tactics. He orders his flagship surrounded by defensive formations, but Jake anticipated this response. They're protecting their command ship, Ben observes. But that makes it a bigger target. Dr. Stone has been working on a new weapon system, a kinetic torpedo that can change course mid-flight. Unlike energy-based guided missiles, the kinetic torpedo uses simple chemical thrusters to adjust its trajectory while maintaining tremendous velocity. The first test comes against Tor's defensive screen. Defiance fires a spread of kinetic torpedoes that initially appear to miss their targets. But the torpedoes adjust course, striking the defensive ships from unexpected angles. Energy shields, optimized for frontal assault, prove vulnerable to attacks from above and below. Chief Engineer Lisa reports problems with their experimental systems. The constant combat is straining components beyond their design limits. We need maintenance time, she warns. These systems weren't built for extended combat operations. But there's no time for repairs. Imperial forces close in from all directions, and more reinforcements continue arriving. Earth's prototype ship faces overwhelming odds with failing equipment. Jake makes a command decision that defines human military doctrine for generations. We don't retreat. We adapt and overcome. The crew works frantically to repair systems while fighting the largest space battle in human history. Weapons Officer Tom jury-rigs damaged railguns. Commander Ben coordinates defensive maneuvers with failing sensors. Dr. Stone modifies weapon systems in real time to counter new alien defenses. Meanwhile, Fleet Commander Tor launches his final assault. The The super dreadnought Galaxy's Wrath advances with its escorts, bringing the Empire's most powerful weapons to bear. Plasma cannons that can vaporize asteroids focus on Defiance's position. The human ship takes severe damage but continues fighting. Hull breaches are sealed with emergency patches. Damaged weapon systems are replaced with backup units. The crew demonstrates the human capacity to function under impossible conditions. "Sir," Ben reports, "we're down to 40% combat effectiveness. Hull integrity at 60%. Primary systems failing across all departments." Jake looks at the tactical display, showing hundreds of enemy ships closing in. One human prototype against the entire Galactic Empire's military might. "Then we make our last shots count," he says grimly. With systems failing and overwhelming enemy forces converging, Captain Jake makes humanity's boldest gambit. Instead of conventional tactics, he orders a direct assault on the Imperial super dreadnought, ramming speed with every weapon firing. "Are you insane?" Fleet Commander Tor demands when his sensors detect the human ship's suicide approach. That primitive vessel cannot harm Galaxy's Wrath. But Jake has one final innovation. Dr. Stone has been preparing a kinetic weapon unlike anything previously attempted, using Defiance itself as a projectile. The ship's experimental fusion drives can accelerate their entire vessel to tremendous velocity, turning the prototype into a relativistic weapon. "All crew to emergency stations," Jake announces. "Prepare for maximum acceleration." Chief Engineer Lisa diverts all power to the drives. The fusion reactors output energy at dangerous levels, but human engineering proves robust enough to handle the strain. Defiance accelerates toward the super dreadnought at increasing velocity. Weapons Officer Tom fires every remaining weapon during the approach. Railgun rounds, kinetic missiles, and explosive penetrators tear through the Imperial defensive screen. The barrage isn't meant to destroy the enemy flagship. It's designed to clear a path for their final attack. Commander Ben coordinates the approach, calculating trajectory and impact point. Human mathematics and physics, developed through centuries of warfare, prove superior to alien tactical computers in this desperate situation. Fleet Commander Tor orders all ships to intercept the human vessel, but it's too late. Defiance reaches significant fraction of light speed, becoming unstoppable by conventional weapons. The super dreadnought's energy shields face their ultimate test against pure kinetic force. At the last moment, Jake activates the ship's final system, an experimental device that converts their fusion reactors into a kinetic energy bomb. The impact will be devastating, but the crew knows their sacrifice will save Earth. For humanity, Jake declares as Defiance strikes Galaxy's Wrath. The collision releases energy equivalent to several nuclear weapons. The super dreadnought, designed to withstand energy attacks, cannot survive the kinetic impact of an entire ship moving at relativistic speed. Both vessels are destroyed in a brilliant explosion visible across the solar system. But the sacrifice achieves more than tactical victory. The destruction of their flagship and commander breaks Imperial morale completely. Alien crews, already demoralized by losses to primitive human weapons, begin surrendering or fleeing the system. Admiral Ross coordinates the cleanup from Earth Defense Command. Human reinforcement ships, built using lessons learned from Defiance's design, arrive to secure the remaining Imperial vessels. The prototype's sacrifice bought time for mass production of kinetic weapon ships. 3 months later, Ambassador Vex returns to Earth under very different circumstances. The Titan Coalition, witnessing humanity's military capabilities, offers alliance instead of conquest. Other galactic powers send diplomatic envoys, eager to avoid conflict with the species that destroyed the Empire's navy. The wreckage of Defiance becomes a monument in Earth orbit. Admiral Ross delivers the dedication speech. This ship and her crew proved that human ingenuity, determination, and sacrifice can overcome any odds. They didn't just save Earth, they secured humanity's place among the stars. Dr. Stone, promoted to head of human defense research, continues developing kinetic weapons technology. Her innovations become the foundation for humanity's rise as a major galactic power. The primitive weapons that aliens dismissed prove revolutionary across the galaxy. The story concludes with humanity's expansion into space as an equal partner with other civilizations. Human military technology, based on kinetic weapons and innovative tactics, provides security for Earth's growing interstellar presence. But the real victory wasn't technological. It was proving human spirit. When faced with impossible odds, the crew of Defiance chose to fight rather than surrender. Their sacrifice demonstrated the human refusal to accept defeat, a trait that earns respect throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Empire collapses within a year, its military doctrine proven obsolete against kinetic weapons. Former Imperial colonies gain independence, many adopting human-designed defense systems. Humanity becomes known as the species that liberated the galaxy from tyranny. Years later, when alien children ask their parents about the Great War, they learn about the prototype ship that changed everything. Defiance becomes legend, proof that sometimes the underdog wins through innovation, determination, and willingness to sacrifice everything for freedom. The story ends with new human ships patrolling the galaxy, carrying kinetic weapons and the same fighting spirit that saved Earth. Humanity's message to any future threats remains simple: come and take it. The end